So I wanted to start this video by sharing a very painful personal story with you. And what happened was I was actually in this very same room about 2 years ago. This was back when this room wasn't finished. And I was in my basement, because this is my basement, and down here I was trying to film a video. And so at the time I was using a Canon M50 camera and a microphone, and I was running into all these production issues. I mean, I think I turned the lens accidentally, which caused the footage to be all blurry. And another issue I ran into was I think I forgot to plug in the sound. And so I filmed a bunch of footage without any sound. And so obviously I was getting very frustrated. And then my beautiful, wonderful wife came down the stairs because she wanted to work on this ball pit she was building for my daughter. And I got short with her and I was just like, I told you not to come down here while I film. And as soon as those words came out of my mouth, I mean, you know that experience where you want to just pull words back in? That was exactly where I was at. And I immediately knew there was a problem. And so I put my stuff away and I told her, I was like, I love you. I am so sorry. I snapped at you. It wasn't you. It was just the fact that I was frustrated. And I immediately started to work on the ball pit with her because obviously she's way more important than some YouTube video I was trying to make. And the point I'm trying to make here is sometimes it's hard to balance YouTube and your personal life. And that is exactly what I wanted to talk about in this video. So, you want to know how to manage a YouTube channel and a full-time job? In this video, I'm going to take you through step by step how I manage a YouTube channel as well as a full-time job, school, and a family. Hi there, I'm Adam, and if you're new here on this channel, I talk about YouTube tips kind of from a self-development angle. So if that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing. For starters, my number one tip for you is find out what is keeping you from creating content and then remove that problem. For example, I dislike making thumbnails, and by outsourcing them, it frees me to create better content. Now, a discussion of how to manage a YouTube channel and a full-time job would not be complete without a little background. So in my case, I work as a server administrator while going to school for my master's degree, and I absolutely refuse to let my extracurricular activities like YouTube get in the way of a good family life balance. Now, I've made over 100 videos over the past 2 years, and through this process, I have discovered ways to accomplish more while still managing my other responsibilities. And I believe if you incorporate these techniques into your workflow, you will see a huge increase in your productivity. The second thing I would do is determine what type of environment facilitates your creativity and then actively create that environment. See, for example, I feel most creative when I know I'm not going to be disturbed, which is why I often ask my wife on Friday mornings to take my daughter to breakfast so that I can be free to film. Third, never underestimate the power of getting into a flow-like state, basically where you're in the zone. And what I mean by this is consider scheduling YouTube vacations, where you only create content. Fourth, utilize the power of music to get yourself into a peak state. And what I often do is I listen to the Limitless track before I clean my house, because this makes me feel more motivated. And below this video, I will link several videos that I use for different types of states. Fifth, one thing that has recently helped me a lot is to change my definition of consistency. Start by trying to improve each one of your videos by 1%, instead of worrying about if you're posting on exactly the same days. This frees you mentally to focus on what really matters most. So now, what you've just heard is the 5 strategies that I use to keep my productivity high. But as you know, motivation is only half the battle. The other half is some tricks of the trade that I use to keep my wheels turning. First, I often break down the process of creating a video into a list of small steps, and then I complete one step each day. And by the end of the week, I have a completed video. And another way of looking at this is if you complete at least one critical task each day in building the life that you want, by the end of the month, you've completed over 30 tasks. And so this sets you up to be really successful while still managing a full-time job. The second thing that I do is I complete tasks like keyword research and video scripting while I'm out on the go. And the reason I do this is there's honestly no reason to be on Facebook when I could be doing things to build my channel. The third thing that I do is to take very short but intense breaks while working on a project in order to stay productive. So an example of this would be if I was working on a paper, I would take a short break and listen to one song while I would clean my house. And then as soon as the song was over, I would sit back down and keep working on the paper. And the reason I do this is it keeps your energy level high, and it also allows you to manage these other responsibilities that are still important while still getting that paper done. Fourth, one important thing to think about is how you feel affects your productivity. So if you need a haircut or you need to clean up your workspace, get that done so that you feel more productive. Additionally, one thing that I don't do is create schedules. Schedules don't work because life doesn't go as planned. What I do is I create prioritized lists of things to do. And when you do this, it shows you exactly what you need to do in order to get where you want to go. And so I just follow the list. And then even as life ebbs and flows, I'm always looking to see what is next on that list. And so it keeps me moving towards my goal, even if I face temporary things that prevent me from being productive. Guys, always remember to spend your weekends creating the life you want, not escaping the life you have. And if you want help doing this, please consider subscribing.